Nerd, American hip-hop and rock band formed in Virginia Beach, Virginia in 1999. Wait, wrong one. Hello world, my name is Grace and this is Nerding. Today I want to break down the stereotype of the nerd and try and really define what is a nerd. Nerds are people who are seen as smart and they like school, they like learning, they like Star Wars and Star Trek, and they go to conventions and they're less attractive than average. So I thought, because I created this channel and I decided to call it Nerding, I thought, let's break down the stereotype of a nerd and really see what is a nerd like. So let's begin looking at some definitions. Nerd, a person seen as overly intellectual, obsessive, introverted, or lacking social skills. No? Okay, let's break this down. 1. Overly intellectual. No one is overly intellectual, that's really just synonymous with really smart. Who is really smart? People like Stephen Hawking, Elon Musk, Bill Nye, Neil deGrasse Tyson. They've all really built an empire of science with what they have done. Neil deGrasse Tyson did a lot of stuff with space. Bill Nye, us millennials grew up with Bill Nye, so we know Bill Nye the science guy, of course. They're all really smart and successful. Overly intellectual. Sure, those guys are really smart. They're smarter than the average person. But it's a skill you can obtain. You can learn to be smarter. You could be like them one day. Whoever's watching right now could be like Stephen Hawking or Elon Musk. Just keep studying in school. Smart people aren't necessarily a nerd. They're just smart. Number 2, obsessive. What would obsessive mean in the context of being a nerd? What are we obsessed with? What are nerds obsessed with? Are we obsessed with school, music, video games, the news? You can be obsessed with so many things. You don't have to be a nerd to be obsessed with things. Nerds, with the stereotype at least, like math and numbers and science. But are they obsessive over it? Not really. They just have a passion for it. There's a difference. Also, obsessed is really just an extreme word for extreme love. The word obsessed should be used for extreme cases, you know, for people who are extremely, like, dedicated and passionate about something, but to a weird extent, because, like, you've probably heard of those creepy fangirls that Shane Dawson made a conspiracy video of.
This is a super fan of Paula Abdul. Let's meet Paula Goodspeed. Now, she was so obsessed with Paula Abdul that she legally changed her own name to Paula when she was 16. Now, she had been trying to get Paula's attention for a long time, and then she did. Paula Goodspeed auditioned for American Idol, but it's what happened after that episode that gets dark. 2 years later, Paula Goodspeed was found dead inside of her car outside of Paula Abdul's house.
She has been a stalker fan for about 17 years.
Number 3, introverted. I don't think introverted means what you think it means. I myself am an introvert, and introverts really just get energy from being alone, whereas extroverts get energy from being with people. It's not necessarily being shy or quiet. We just enjoy being alone to gain energy. If introverts are out and about and maybe at a party, we need to recharge by being alone. And if an extrovert is alone for too long, they need to recharge by being with people. It's nothing about being shy or quiet. Not all introverts are shy. And number 4 was lacking social skills. People who lack social skills often are special needs. This is almost saying every nerd has special needs, and that's mean, because I'm also special needs. Lacking social skills shouldn't be put with the nerd stereotype, because sometimes in media, they do know how to talk to people. People just judge them for being nerds and don't talk to them. I wouldn't categorize all nerds as lacking social skills. Some might. When I was in elementary school, I lacked social skills. I didn't really talk to people. I didn't really know how to talk to people. I'll be completely honest. It's hard to talk to my professors sometimes, but that doesn't make me a nerd. So that's the definition I found when you first Google nerd. I checked another source, dictionary.com, to see what they had to say, and they said, a person considered to be socially awkward, boring, unstylish, etc. Socially awkward, we're just feeding the stereotypes again, and I'm trying to use this video to break stereotypes and really find out what a nerd really is. So, socially awkward, definitely not all nerds are socially awkward. Now with all these Marvel movies coming out and Star Wars, a lot of more not nerd people are going to them and enjoying them, and they're not socially awkward. So, how about we stop feeding stereotypes, stop judging people? These are probably also a bit of old stereotypes, to be honest, like from 50s nerd, I think is what we're thinking. What I guess dictionary.com sees as boring is nerds talking about like the movies and video games that they love, when it's kind of more mainstream to talk about those things now because it is 2019. And then unstylish. I get the stereotypes of nerds are like suspenders, glasses, khakis. Is this unstylish to you? I'm wearing skinny jeans from American Eagle. Nerds look normal now. And there's also an etc. at the end of that. Like, is that supposed to just be more stereotypes? Come on, it's 2019. We don't judge anymore because it's 2019 and we're supposed to be better about things. Come on. If Urban Dictionary feeds into the stereotypes even more, then I don't know what I'll do. Oh wait, they don't feed into the stereotype. Thank you. Emma Logic, username. Emma Logic, shout you out. Wonderful definition. An individual who enjoys learning and doesn't adhere to social norms. Okay, this is good. This is good. People should enjoy learning. The only people who technically don't like learning currently are like high schoolers and college people taking gen ed classes. People should enjoy learning if they're learning something that they love, like learning an instrument or learning a language. I get some people probably don't if they're learning something they don't want to. But when they find something that they want to do, and they learn about it, and they enjoy learning about the thing that they want to do, then you enjoy learning. It doesn't adhere to social norms. Look at us. It's 2019, and not everyone fits the cookie cutter mold of what society wants to see anymore. She includes what doesn't make up a nerd. We aren't geeks, we don't wear fake nerd glasses, nor do we wear fake glasses, suspenders, and bow ties on Nerd Day. You know, that spirit day you have for Spirit Week in high school? My high school certainly had that, and boy did I see some stereotypical stuff. I need to go to my phone here because I don't have the rest of it written down. If you're reading this article to determine whether you are a nerd or not, you are not. Nerds do not need to look up the definition of nerd. It is a label with no consequence whatsoever, and nerds have better things to do than play along with societal stereotypes. That being said, if you merely want to see what people think of when they think of the word nerd, because human thought processes, societal constructs, and philosophy are so interesting, consider yourself a nerd. Synonyms include book smart. Nerd is only a label. It doesn't matter whether you are one or are not one. Nobody cares either way, and you should not either. So that right there definitely shows what a nerd is not. I know this video is probably thinking, I really care about stereotypes and I want to define each kind of high school stereotypical word, which, granted, would be a fun video. But I'm also doing this for the sole fact of it's 2019 and we're judging people constantly. I want to take everything people are judging people for and point out some flaws and errors in this judging, try and make both sides seem happy. It's 2019, you guys. It's a new year. We should stop judging people right now. Resolution: judge people less. Hopefully we can change over the course of this year. I want 2019 to be better than 2018. So out of those definitions I heard and countered, the real definition of being a nerd is if you're just really passionate about something. And it doesn't matter what it is. It can be sports, it can be movies, it can be the news. If you're really passionate about something, go have fun with it. I found something kind of similar to this definition I came up with online. This was something Will Wheaton said at Calgary Expo in 2013. I think a lot of us have realized that in being a nerd, it's not about what you love. It's about how you love it. So there's going to be a thing in your life that you love. It might be sports, it might be science, it might be reading, it might be fashion design, it might be building things, it might be telling stories or taking pictures. It doesn't matter what it is. The way you love that, and the way that you find other people who love it the way you do, is what makes being a nerd awesome. The defining characteristic that ties us all together is that we love things. Some of us love completely different things, but we all love those things so much that we travel for thousands of miles. We come from all over, in some cases all over the world, so that we can be around people who love the things we love, the way we love them. And that's why being a nerd is awesome. And don't let anyone tell you that that thing that you love is a thing you can't love. You find the things that you love, and you love them the most that you can. So, taking what I said, and what Will Wheaton said, you're almost calling everyone a nerd. People who watch YouTube and love a particular creator, nerd over that creator. People who go to sports games are nerds for the sports that they watch. Musicals and concerts. People who go there are nerds for whatever they're going for. It could be Panic at the Disco, it could be Dua Lipa, or Ice Nine Kills. People nerd over what they love. A particular restaurant, or a store, or a natural environment.
Oh, favorite natural environment. People love forests, beaches. I love that question. Favorite natural environment. Oh my gosh.
Favorite natural environment.
Oh my gosh. Next question.
That was a killer question.
I like the forest.
Wherever you go that you love, or whatever the thing is that you love, that you use all the time, you're a nerd for it. With this definition, we are changing the part of speech of the word. We're changing it from like an adjective or a noun to a verb to explain how someone loves something. And that should really encapsulate the word nerd now, because you can nerd out over something, you can nerd out over anything with this definition. A nerd is a word that could describe people with being nerdy, but in 2019, almost everyone's a nerd for something. So we're getting rid of that, change the use of the word. I feel like that is a way better definition than what we had, which is very stereotypical. It's also outdated. So if you're still here watching this, I want you to comment down below, what do you nerd over the most? So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, I don't mind if you give it a thumbs down. Maybe if you could explain why you don't like this calmly in the comments, I might listen. Share this video with your friends and ask them what do they nerd out over the most. Lastly, you should hit that subscription button and hit that bell icon, because I have a new video that's coming out next week, which is going to be a channel trailer where I'm going to describe what this channel is going to be like, what I want to do on it. So if you want to know when that's uploaded, hit that bell. And if you want to, you can go ahead and follow me on all my social medias. My Instagram is NerdInkOfficial. My Snapchat is helloxtra, spelled Helloxtra, spelled the same way as my personal channel that I have also on YouTube, which you can go check out. Link will both be in the description and at the end. And you can follow my Twitter, which is RealGraceRaj. I hope you like this little video, and I hope you stick around to see the next one. Later, nerds!